Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy Labor Day. Hope everyone is having a fine day. Arizona, we are burning. Heat wave. As usual, we get used to having a hot day here. Um, Today's broadcast, I'm gonna do my best to kind of make it quick. Maybe not. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But today, in celebration of Labor Day, I don't know. I just thought about the baby boomers, and how things are going well for them. And last week when I was on the interview, I talked about young folks, but then we talked. I always tend to focus on the younger crowd because um, I'm not. I think I'm young, but I'm really not in that younger age anymore. But I thought about touching on the baby boomers and where they are, and the older, the more senior crowd now, to share more information about them and how things are going with them as well. So I'm just going to touch on it, not really go too much in depth, because 30 minutes, 20 minutes is really not enough time. That's why I share my information at the end, where you can get a name and give me a call. We can set up one on one. I do have other folks that I've trained that you can sit with them as well. So, um, but I like to provide general information. You have my book, you can get it, read that information as well, get information from it, and find someone else to help you out too. I'm all about getting knowledge, getting understanding out there so you can get it for you and your family, so you can make your life better, your future better, so you can create that generational wealth for you and your family. And God has given within me to make things easier, knowledge wise and understanding wise, so it can happen for you. Not to say I know it all, because I don't know it all, but man, I do know a lot. So I like to share. All right. So I'll get the presentation up here for us. And boom. There we go there. Man, I like this new setup. We got good information here. All right. So let's kind of get going here. There we go there. I think I'm too close on that one. Let's back it up a little bit. Maybe. We'll see here, because I think I need to be close. Okay. Um so with our presentation, we have a show. No, nigga, I think I need to make it bigger. Or make me smaller, one or the other. Yeah. All right. So here's our text. This is our text here, and it shows that um, the book says Joseph Building Financial Literacy. I told you this is something that God has given me, that I wanted to make sure I always show what's you know the book, the background, it shows I call them the Egyptian pyramids, and the pyramids they've been out there for a while, and what they basically show is uh, those bricks have been there for years, and we want to build that literacy, the financial literacy in your home that lasts for generations to come for your family. So then we have um, Joseph, who's the financier of the Egypt. So Joseph is just happened to be my name, you know, but I'm not, you know, I'm just Joseph. All right, so here we go. This is a financial literacy decision model. It shows knowledge comes in, and then the behaviors comes behind it. The behavior is what we want to change. Okay, we got a little slight delay here. And as those behaviors change, we have action model in the middle, and it shows how we want. Uh, okay, this is really not changing like I want to. All right, so hold on, stand fast. So I'm gonna have to do this a different way. Here we go. Share window. Bam. There we go. All right. Okay, so we have the action model in the middle, and those actions we need to make sure we change those on a monthly basis, quarterly basis, semi-annual basis, to make sure that we make those adjustments. All right. Then we had shopping cart. The shopping cart we take and go throughout each of the action model to make sure those things work out as well. That was the inflation model. Again, that's how inflation is going, and that's on our mind as well. Okay, so this is the article that I read, and it talks about false alarms and blaring sirens. I picked this one came across it. It came out. It just came right at me, mainly because I was a firefighter. So as soon as I seen the alarms and blaring sirens, I just heard the sirens in my mind going off. But it grabbed me because and as I was reading the article, one of the things it said, it talked about how even though the United States is we're one of the most economically advanced countries, we had a very low savings rate compared to some of the other countries that are out there. And even though our savings rate is low, um, but it's not as bad as what is being betrayed out there. Because we think about the baby boomers and how they've been around, and we complain. We think that the older generation doesn't have as much, but man, they do. They're okay. So there was a study that was done, and the study focused is like the main area was it talked about some of the false alarms that are out there. So this study uh, and Coulter, it was this article written about Coulter looked back at a study that was done back in '93. So they looked at the boomers and their wealth span from the ages 24 to 44. So 24 to 44 is primarily like the prime working age of people. Not to say that after 44 you don't work. It's just that's a hustle time, I call it. That's when you're really hustling and you got enough energy, you hustle. Not to say that after 44 you're not hustling, but it's a different hustle after that. Like things I did when I was 25, 35, I am not doing today. It's just that way. I ain't working that hard. It's because I'm not gonna break my back. I'm just not gonna go like one time I went skiing when I was 20. Yeah. Man, I hit that ground so many times. Bam, 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 bam. Because I went up this one mountain that was a professional mountain. It was like this. Went boom. You think I'm going down that mountain now? Negative. But things you just don't do when you're 45 or 50 that you did when you was 25. That doesn't happen. But anyway, all right, but that's the prime working age. So they went back and looked at the baby boomers from 24 to 44, and they compared the baby boomers to their parental group, so their parents at 24 to 44, and they compared the baby boomers to their parents, and they looked and they seen that the baby boomers had generated more wealth than their parents did. And generally, that's what you want to happen. You want if you did your parents did a certain way, you done a little bit more. And so you see that wealth and that increase happening. Like, my mom and dad did a certain thing. I got more. So, and you want your kids to do better than you are. Yeah, I got to a certain point. My kids make me look like they're going hockey smith, man. I mean, my kids are like, I mean, they're the bomb ahead of me. So you want that next generation to do well, and that's how you see increase to happen. You want your kids to do better than you do because you want to give them that knowledge, that wisdom, that understanding. So they see that in the baby boomers. So it's a false alarm to think that people are not doing well, that the baby boomers are not doing okay because they done that better than their parents. So that's they see that that was a false alarm. People thinking that they're not doing as well, but they have, and they are. And so you can look back in your own family and see, okay, look back at how your parents were and how you look in your own family and see that. And if you don't see that, then there's some adjustments that you need to make. So a lot of times financial aspects and things like you have to think it through. You have to think it through. And if there's something that's not going right, there's some adjustments that one needs to make. Because you keep doing the same thing over and over again, we know what that means, insanity. But if you keep doing the same thing you've been doing, you're gonna get the same results. And life will teach you lessons. And those lessons will continue to get harder until you learn them. And you'll know that you've learned your lessons once you change your ways. Now say that I'll say it again. Like you'll keep continue doing those lessons. You keep doing the same thing over, and your life will teach you lessons. And those lessons will continue to get harder. And you'll know you've learned those lessons once you change your ways. So if you keep hitting the same brick, you keep hitting the same wall, it's going to teach you a lesson and once you learn that lesson, you'll change your ways and you won't hit that brick wall again. All right. So that's the false alarm. Next, uh, there's sirens. Sirens are, that's a, you see the sirens. Actually, that's an air horn. Man, the air horn was a little button that was on the floor. So you're driving down the road, you got the air horn right on your foot. Man, I used to lay on that. Now, some of y'all was like, what is it? Man, it was the bomb. Putting the foot on the air horn. And you got to be a firefighter to kind of get that one. That was air horn was fun. But that's a siren. You're going down the road, and people got to get out of your way. You do because we're trying to get to the scene. You can see the smoke on the way down to the fire scene. And it's like we need to get there. So what is the siren and for the American life? So there's an American issue and a baby boomer issue, which is one and the same. And we see that so more so now. Is your current income enough to pay for your bills and to put money aside for your future? That's a siren right now. Is that enough? And it's for the everyday people. You're looking at that. Okay, is your income enough for that? Are you bringing enough income that's going to be sufficient for that? And if you're saying no, what do? Get another skill. Start a job. And everybody's using this word now, but you got to get a side hustle. Got to do something on the side, outside of your career that you can build something with. Uh, I've always done something outside of my career. When I was a firefighter, I started in finance. I had to get something that's totally separate from finance. I mean, it's totally separate from fire department, just in case something happened. I was like, okay, I might get injured. And if I get injured, I can't do firefighting. So I might have to do something outside of it just in case. So that's when I got my license and I started doing investments and things like that. I said, when I retire from firefighting, that's what I'll do. Lo and behold, I lost hearing and didn't even think it. I was 29 years old wearing hearing aids. Do you know how I felt like a heel? I'm gonna be 29 years old with hearing aids. I mean, I felt like a heel. Anyway, fast forward, but I started getting my license. I started doing investments. So that was something outside of what I was currently doing, and ended up being my mainstay. So you never know. You gotta start a side hustle, and that side hustle may be something that you end up being what you do. And so whatever your career is, do something on the outside, and you never know. You may have a hobby that you like. You may like sewing. You like sewing. You get a sewing machine. Make things. Make pillows, make blankets. You never know. That could be something that comes. So start something inside. I like taking videos, pictures, and things like that. I got like a ton of pictures of my kids, and they were small. And that end up being that becoming part of a business. You got to do something. So if you're not bringing up income in to pay your bills or put money aside, you got to do something. Got to have a little hustle. You never know, that hustle may be something that brings bread on the table every so often. So that's a siren. That's a siren. So the next item is we call a one hand clap, because these are items that we don't think about when we're young, but by the time we reach our retirement age, we have to think of. Uh, what do you know about Medicare? Have you looked at it? You got to know about, got to learn a little bit of things about that. And actually, I have a guest um, on the 10th that's going to talk about that. And actually, I'll have a guest host here. It'll be my cupcake, the baby girl, is going to be interviewing my guest host. I mean, Captain Blake, my daughter. But she'll be interviewing the guest host. They'll talk about Medicare. Have you thought about that? I know the baby boomers have they are into that now. They're thinking about that, learn about that. Um, what's the value of long term care? Has that come across your mind? Have you thought about? Have you listened to? Got some information about that? That is something that when you get to the middle age, you start thinking about the purpose of it. But you gotta get some insights on things like that when you get as you get older. It's never too late to learn or get some insights about these subject matters, so you can have a better understanding for the future. Another item: Social Security. What can it provide? Will it be there? Yeah, it's going to be there. Whenever there's issues or problem, the government fix it. We live in a great country. We have our issues, we have our ups, we have our downs, but eventually we fix what needs to be fixed, correct what needs to be correct. Take a little bit, but we work it out. So they'll fix Social Security. They'll correct it one way or another. At the same time, you have your own programs put in place. So you have your stuff, they have their stuff, and then you have your things together, and you good. Always have your own personal programs. They have something for you. Bam, you add on top of it, and you're good. You work it all together that way. You got to take care of yourself first, and you take care of you, and everything else we added to it. You take care of you. Make sure you take care of you first. So all those things help you. All those things help you. So the time to take stock is now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait till the next week. Don't wait till next year. Do it now. And what does now mean? No opportunity wasted. No opportunity. Take action now. Take action now. All right. So I want to try to end a little early here. Remember, I have a book club that started. Me and Joanna Walker. It started on August 22nd at 1 p.m. You can go to the Facebook page there and see the link to join. Again, this is the shows the market. Market's been doing this thing since 1800s. This is the business model, the financial decision model. Knowledge comes in. We want to change our behaviors. If we don't change our behaviors, we keep doing the same thing. Those are the actions in the middle of the model that we need to adjust. Shopping cart, take those shopping cart and go to each stage of the action model so we can adjust it. And contact information. You have my name, telephone number. And if I don't answer, leave a message. That's the messages are for. And I run a busy schedule. Leave a message and I will give you a call back. You have my business website. You have my calendar link. If you want to set a meeting with me one on one, we can do a Zoom one on one. Get the book, Patreon, website and follow one course until successful, whatever your course may be. It could be sewing, could be YouTubing, could be fixing cars. You like to fix cars? Do that. Whatever your genre is, you do that until you make it happen. Okay. That's the reference material. That's the article that I read there that we talked about. There's more information in the article. It was like 15 pages long. I just pulled out some of the things that stuck out for me initially. Okay. So, but next week we'll end up having a guest speaker, like I said, and my baby girl will be interviewing for us. So we're gonna you'll have fun. She's good. But you'll see an announcement on that on the line as well. So until next week, same time, 11 a.m., same bad channel. We'll see you here on Point Live with Dr. Blake.